welcome to Stats Daily Podcast. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. Thank you guys for subscribing. We're blessed enough to have an interview with Reddirt Rickert. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Hey, what's up, man? What's up? Shout out to everybody there right now watching. Appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. Oh, it's pre-recorded.
But hey, they're gonna end up watching anyway, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hopefully. But yeah, man. I know you and Knuckles did a song, bacon, about bacon, right?
Bro, yeah, man. So I'm gonna tell you a quick true story about bringing home the bacon. So I'm Knuckles' hype man, Reddirt Rickert. You know what I mean? And I've actually known Knuckles for about 20 years, man. We went to high school together. We've been in different scenes and passed each other, but we didn't really connect again until last year. Like I went to prison, I got out, you know what I mean? And I was on parole and I finished parole and I came back to Oklahoma and I connected with Knuckles again. And pretty much we were hanging out for a little bit. I left and went to Colorado. I left from Colorado and came back to Oklahoma and immediately got off the bus. And this dude put me in the studio for bringing home the bacon. And then we recorded the whole song that day. I had actually talked to him about the idea, I don't know, like 3 or 4 months before that. And he was like, hey, you still got that song? And I was just like, yeah, man, you know, and he just put me on the spot. We went in there and we did it. And it was probably like 3-4 weeks later, we shot the video in his house, in his kitchen, and Bringing Home the Bacon was born.
Oh, man, that's awesome, though.
Yeah. But I mean, that's it. And we got him and I have a lot more together. He's the attraction, though, man. Like, I hope he steps in here for y'all, for real, man. Because I mean, I can entertain y'all, but really, it's all about Knuckles, man. And he's given me this opportunity to be his hype man, make some music together, kind of let me step out as an artist. But if I was to be honest with you, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that guy. You know what I mean? Like, everything that he's done, he's paved the way for a lot of different artists. But just for me, myself, man, being a friend of his and, you know, knowing him for as long as I've known him and so on and so forth, for him to give me this opportunity, it's great, man. And there's probably 100 guys behind me that would love to step over me to get to where I'm at just because I know Knuckles, you know what I mean? And it's not just about like Knuckles, like the image or whatever. It's a person, bro. You know what I mean? Like, the guy is genuine and you can tell, you know, through his interactions, how he talks to people. There's not a fan out there or anybody that's ran into him that'll tell you otherwise. You know what I mean? And for me, it's always that gratitude, as you see, comes forth first, because Reddirt Rickert wouldn't have been born if it wasn't for Knuckles, period.
That's a good thing, though, man, that you got a good friend that has helped you out, and you guys have made some music, and I mean, that's just gonna be awesome for you, man. Touring
Yeah.
the whole entire country and stuff. I mean, dude, I seen you and him sing "Freight Train." That was awesome. It's
Freight Train. Yeah.
Freight Train. My bad.
Yeah. That's a new one with Big Murph, man. Everybody go check that out. It's on.
That's a big name too. Big Murph is a big name.
Yeah, Big Murph is a big name, man, and you know he's doing big things. So that just tells you who right now, as far as artistry, who Knuckles is rubbing elbows with, because there's more than that that's coming, man. Because I mean, it's no secret, so I'm not making any announcements, but like on his album right now, he's got features with Big Murph. He's got features with Rich Regal. He's got features with Cinestics from the Sticks. You know what I mean? Those are some big names. You know what I mean? Coming down the list there. And then you also got a lot of other guys. You've got, let's see, Mike Bama is going to be on a track, I believe, but I think that's actually going to get moved over. So let me hold off on that. But also he's got music with Cooley Bully. You know what I mean? He's got, what was it? Sam Rock and TJ Freak. You know what I mean? That's another feature he's got on there with Legion of Doom. So there's a lot of different features that he's got coming out on the album, Knuckles and the Boys, and that's one he's about to drop. But I mean, there's a lot of artistry there, and those are just a few that I can think of off the top of my head, man. There's so many names on there I actually forget. Probably even some of the better ones. Being honest.
What is the best advice that Knuckles gave you?
What's the best advice that Knuckles has given me? One step at a time, bro. I got I got big things. I got big dreams, bro. But this guy's been doing this for 8 years, man, and he knows how it really goes. So every once in a while, he has to stop me and slow me down a little bit and says, "Hey, man, one step at a time." You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. Is he he's your biggest inspiration in music for sure then?
You know, he's definitely inspiration as far as the biggest one. Even he'd be like, "Yo, don't do that." No, he's not my biggest inspiration, bro. Like we grew up around the same kind of music, so our inspirations from our music, even the ones that we're creating together, comes from all these other different levels. He inspires me as a person, bro. It's not even just about the music, man. Just like about who he is and how he handles himself, how he takes care of business. You're not going to find anybody out here that's got a bad thing to say about it. The dude can rap. He does great business. He treats people with respect. I mean, you're going to be hard pressed to find anybody that's got something bad to say about it. And if they do, then you know what? I'd be surprised to hear it.
And I mean, he's come out with some hits for sure. I mean, cowboy boots and shorts. Did
Yeah,
you ever say that before you like reconnected with him like a year ago and started being his hot man? Did you see that song 6 years ago?
yeah, of course, man. We're from the same hometown, bro. So people, you know what I mean? Like people like Knuckles when they're doing the things that they're doing. And I know him as Steven, you know what I mean? Like Steven Knuckles, but we'll just keep saying Knuckles, you know what I mean? But like he he's trying to do something with his life outside of everything that we know, man. Our hometown's not known for being a great place, you know what I mean? It's known for being trouble, you know what I mean? There's opportunities here, but there's a lot of ways to waste those opportunities, you know what I mean? Lawton can be a deadly place, man, and that's not even, there's no cap in that whatsoever. Like you can look it up, Google Lawton, Oklahoma, you'll find plenty about murder, you know what I mean? Like drug dealing, gang bang, and all that stuff. It's not just about farms and cows and all that stuff. So you're like, where we are at and where we live, you actually have to face some of those adversities. You have to actually try to stay away from that, and then sometimes you get involved in it, you know what I mean, and then you pay the consequences and you go to prison. Both of us have been through that experience. Then you go and you change your life, you know what I mean? Both of us have been through that experience. So it's one of those things where who we are is part of where we come from, and then also it's from the roots, you know, and both of our parents are military families. His dad was a retired command sergeant major. My dad is a retired first sergeant, you know what I mean? So the backgrounds were just there. It's just kind of been in sync for a really long time.
Absolutely. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Definitely I mean, man, without our military or army, air force and all them marines, we wouldn't be able to play music. I mean, we wouldn't be able to have concerts and everything. So I mean, definitely want to thank everybody for their service for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know COVID has affected your how has COVID affected your guys's of like way of living? Like, I mean, with performing, have you like seen anything different? Like,
Well, I'll say this, man. It's always, oh man, it's always a grab bag when it comes to COVID right now. That's the best thing I can say, because COVID's real. COVID's killing people. You know what I mean? Outside of that is a bunch of interpretations, a lot of perception of how people want to deal with it. Whether or not they think the vaccine is the right way to go, whether they think that natural, you know, the immunity is the way to go, whether they think that it's just not going to affect me, whatever the case might be. Everybody has their own entitlements to their own beliefs. What I do know to be facts is that they are shutting down venues that are doing live performances for music. They are postponing events. And it's not just from a low level standpoint or a mid level standpoint. I mean, like Kid Rock just had to postpone some of just overtime. You know, we're getting ready to open for overtime. Knuckles is opening for overtime on September 23rd or 24th, one of the two. It's a Thursday in September. And he just had to postpone some of his tour because they had exposure to a possibility of COVID. You know what I mean? So to say that it's not affecting us would be a half truth. You know what I mean? To say that it is affecting us directly, yeah, man. You know what I mean? It's getting closer and closer every day to different people's family. I have a step nephew right now that's contracted it for the second time, you know? And so it's one of those things where, who knows, bro? 2020 was a crazy year. We went through all these different elements that was unfamiliar to us before. We've survived through it. So, you know, and that's big quotation marks on the survive through it. We had a big transition politically, which is always a big event. And then we had this kind of lull for a little bit where everybody was like, oh, everything's going to get better. Everything's cool. You know what I mean? We enjoyed our freedom a little bit. We celebrated during July 4th. And then now we're going back into the fall, and now it's all happening again. So it's one of those things where, like, you can't ignore it, man. You just gotta decide how you're going to address it and how you're going to deal with it.
Absolutely, man. And sometimes it's hard to decide what to do on each situation with COVID. It's definitely put people in some tough situations and stuff like that, man. But
Yeah.
so you're gonna be on Knuckles' next album for sure.
Well, it's not actually. It's going to be one a little bit better than that. So he's currently dropping and he's mixing and mastering his album Knuckles and the Boys right now. We've got a 5 to 6 track EP coming out together titled Honky Tonk Trap, which is Reddirt, Rickert, and Knuckles. And we have several songs that we're bringing to the table for everybody, including the one that we just shot a video for, which is Honky Tonk Trap. That's going to be the premiere piece of work for us together. There's a video that's coming out with that. That'll be the headlining single. We've got Pop It, Pull It, Twist It, which is going to be kind of a party, feel good, beer drinking song. That one's already in the works. We got Chasing Fireflies. It's going to be a little bit more of an inspirational, kind of a love song. There's going to be some different things going on. I'm known for a little bit of singing, and Reddirt R&B is what we call it. So, you know, we're going to have that little mix in there. We've got Southern Ways is a track that we've already got together. It's about to drop with the EP. So we've got a lot of things that are working together. He just sent me another beat and another chorus that we've already got working. That's going to be The Last Boondock Saints. So all of this combined is going to be the Reddirt, Rickert, Knuckles EP entitled Honky Tonk Trap. You know what I mean? And look out for some features from DJ Jersey Kitten on there too, because she knows how to sing a little bit, maybe some little ad-libbing. They've got a single that's coming out together on his album Knuckles and the Boys. She's the only female feature on that album. So that's kind of what we got coming in the progress. Knuckles and the Boys first, Honky Tonk Trap, the EP. Then after that, we're going to wait to like make any announcements, because we got some good titles for our albums that we're going to announce after we do these projects together. And I think it's really going to draw a lot of attention, and it's definitely going to bring some things to the next level, because he's improving me as an artist every day. But I'm going to tell you right now, man, people aren't ready for Knuckles, bro. Like the stuff that he's coming up and he's in the artist that he's doing music with. And then now they're going to do this EP, and then he goes into his album, which he's going to have no features on. You're going to see his artistry. He's going to tell a whole entire story, you know what I mean, of his life, and then what Knuckles is all about. So you're going to get, it's going to be not as freshman, not a sophomore, but it'll actually be his third album, you know what I mean, which would be, you considered a junior. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to come out as a masterpiece, man. You should look for that probably after the first of the year. But Knuckles and the Boys, Honky Tonk Trap, that'll be 1-2 punch.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Definitely looking forward to all of that. I mean, him doing his own album, and you get to basically see like a book of his life in that album.
Yeah, I won't give the title yet. I'll let him announce that one. I would never steal it from him. He'd probably be mad if I did. But when we get to that one, man. But in the meantime, man, he's got a catalog of music already, and then he's got another album that's dropping. And
Beast, he just dropped a song like 5 or 6 months ago, Beast. That song's good as well. I mean, obviously everybody knows Cowboy Boots and Shorts.
Yeah. Well, Cowboy Boots and Shorts, there's Big Truck, Beast, Oklahoma Horror Story. Because that's one of the other things, like for live performances, we're real big on Oklahoma's been slept on. You know what I mean? Because we really truly believe it, man. Like Oklahoma.
Does everybody request Cowboy Boots and Shorts at the shows?
Yeah, man. I mean, we get plenty of requests, stuff like that. Most of the time when you go to shows, you have a track list set out. Now, Cowboy Boots and Shorts is always going to be on the track list. And then we have still Cowboy Boots and Shorts, which is on the track list as well. Because it's a well thought out remix without it actually being a remix. You know what I mean? It's just still Cowboy Boots and Shorts. So that's the other one. But he's got other songs too that again, when he gets to the next album, that people will be able to identify with. But he's already got singles out like Sweet Addiction. You know what I mean? That's a song that a lot of people can get to know Knuckles through by actually looking that single up. You know what I mean? And checking it out, because he talks about that struggle with addiction. You know what I mean? A lot of artists, you know, in the game right now, that's what they were talking about. Jelly Roll, Save Me, one of his biggest songs. That's about drug addiction and alcoholism. You know what I mean? So anybody that's watching this or wants to be a fan of Knuckles and get to know him as a person, man, check out Sweet Addiction, man. That'll show you a lot of his soul right there. Also check out Country Roads, City Streets. Another great song.
And what is some of your songs that everybody should check out as well?
Right now, I have got the single out, Bringing Home the Bacon, with Knuckles in the video, of course. I've got another single that's out right now on all platforms. It's called Ballin' Now. And then I've got another single that's coming up. We're getting ready to drop. It's called 1,000 Pieces. And that'll be another single. And both of those, Ballin' Now is like it's an R&B song. And then so is 1,000 Pieces. It's a singing R&B song. So that Reddirt R&B feel, everybody gets a little idea of the talent there.
Absolutely. That's awesome though, man. And Bring Home the Bacon is a very well thought out written song, man. That song right there is the video's hilarious.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. The video's cool. The song is kind of thought out well, like written well, you know what I mean? Here's the real deal. That song performed live, man. Hey, dude, it's one of our favorites, period. Like, out of everything that we do together on stage, like Bringing Home the Bacon is one of the favorites, because when we went in the studio and did that song, it was one of those ones where it was, hey, we're going to do this together live. So when Future produced it, he produced it with a lot of big band instruments, like a drum kit, you know what I mean? And whenever you play it live, it's got that feel to it. And especially when you got a drummer, which, shout out to Kat right now if he's watching. We've actually got a drummer lined up right now too. So, and we have an alternate. We got a lot in the works, man. Like, when people start seeing us on tour this year, like, and they already know, man. Like, we come with a full package. It's not just one guy up there, you know, doing his thing. It's all about the one guy that's up there doing his thing, but we got a whole team behind him.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, it takes a whole entire team to get rise to the top, man. It don't take just one person.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, man, Knuckles that guy right there has helped a lot of people come up and stuff, man. So, I mean, that's awesome that he seen the talent in you and has got you to play with him and stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been like I said, one step at a time.
Yeah.
From where we started at to where we're now, man, is leaps and bounds.
Yeah. What's your favorite place that you've played at so far?
Bro, if you would have asked me 3 or 4 days ago, I would have probably said Gas Monkey Bar and Grill down in Texas. I'll be honest with you. Great place.
I've heard of that place. That place is pretty well known.
Yeah, I mean, best stage that I've ever seen, man. You know, and probably one of the best stages that we'll play on for a long time. You know what I mean? It's just a great facility. It's really cool. It's kind of like an outdoor amphitheater type build and type feel. You know what I mean? So it's really cool. But in saying that, if you would have asked me a few days ago, I would have said that show. Okay, but I gotta keep it real, man. We just did a show out at Robinson Landing, a local show here in Lawton, and we've done a ton of local shows just in I'm talking about the last 4 months, dude. I could tell you like 6 of them off the top of my head that we've done here in Oklahoma to Oklahoma City, all around, right? So we just did the show at Robinson Landing, which is out by the lake, and it was lit, dude. There were so many people there, man, and we closed the show out. You know what I mean? It was a band called Fildio that actually brought the event together, and a guy named Ben that actually does Twister Fest out here in Chickasha in the Muscle Car Ranch. So I do a lot of shameless plugging, bro. It's my job. So I would have said that, but man, the show that we just did at Robinson Landing, man, and it was great. We had a really good crowd, man. We had a lot of people there that knew Knuckles' music, that knew him, that were coming out here to support him, bro. Like it by far was probably my favorite.
Absolutely, man. And
Yeah.
yeah, man, that's awesome though, man. I mean, you guys get to play at so many places and stuff. So I mean, for that to be your favorite, that says a lot about that place.
Yeah, man. It really was. Cause I mean, we've been to Michigan, Illinois. He's been to Michigan, Tennessee. We've been to Illinois. We've been to Texas. We've been to Louisiana. Like I said, probably like 6 different shows throughout
Hopefully,
Oklahoma.
sometime you guys can come to Kentucky for sure. And I know with Kentucky Music Mafia and you guys collabing on a possible album or a song or a concert would be very awesome.
Yeah, here's the deal, bro. And I don't think that he'll say that I'm wrong, but bro, we're down to do shows with a lot of people, bro. We're neutral with Switzerland, despite the fact of any kind of division that may or may go on that people would disagree. For us, it just has to make business sense, because at the end of the day, like, we do have jobs that we do. You know what I mean?
You have to drive all the way to Kentucky. I understand that for sure.
Exactly. So it has to make business sense to. Now, be on the lookout for one of the largest. I mean, we can say it without being mad about it. The largest country rap event this year is going to be Redneck Rave. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's just got to keep it real, man. Numbers and statistics don't lie. You know what I mean? That's just going to be the biggest.
Is Knuckles going to be there?
Well, here's the thing. Whether or not we're going to say Knuckles is going to be there is not my full, complete power to say yes.
But you can't say no either.
I wouldn't dare say no. So here's the thing. He's not
Oh,
real
that
big.
is in Kentucky. That's in Cave Run, Kentucky.
Exactly. Mammoth. Yeah. So he's not pushing for it, man. The team is, bro. Like when I talk about Knuckles, I don't just talk about that one man, dude. Like the dude's got like 5 people behind him, man, that help this whole entire thing work. You know what I mean? And everybody puts in full effort. And here's the other thing, man, is that, like I said before, bro, we're not out here doing this for free, man. Like, this dude runs a business, you know what I mean? And he invests in his people. So it's really, really cool. And yeah, man, we've been quite a few different places, and we want to do this for him. We're trying to push for Redneck Rave for him, because we feel like it's a golden opportunity for him to get in front of thousands of people, dude, that can see what Knuckles is all about, man, that already know what Knuckles is all about, man. You know what I mean? And just, it's one of those things where why wouldn't you if you could? I mean, let's be honest with you. If somebody walked up to you and you were a country rapper that had an established background, had an established catalog of music, and you had over 200,000 followers and on different social medias and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Let's keep it real, dude. And somebody walked up to you and said, "Hey, man, I want to pay for your way to go." Are you gonna say no?
No, definitely wouldn't say no. I mean, why would anybody say no in performing in front of thousands of people? That wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, so that's where we're at with it, man. At the end of the day, like, and we've had kind of a campaign on the social media a little bit. We've had a lot of fans and a lot of family, man. I mean, let's keep it real. Let's not call them fans, family that have donated to that cause, bro. And I mean, we're going to Redneck Rave, bro. It's just going to be a matter of, again, what makes business sense. COVID is real. We talked about that earlier. That's
and the COVID numbers keep rising here in Knott County. I mean, here in Knott County. I said my county where I live. Great. I mean,
yeah, but
here in Kentucky, the COVID cases continue to rise.
Yeah,
continue to rise.
Yep. So that's a concern that we have right now. Just trying to see what's going to go on, because the other thing is that at the end of the day, I won't speak to the business of how things are handled with promoters and events, because that's just not my job. That's not my job title. But I mean, if you put your investment in and the investment in the event does not happen, I don't know whether or not you get that investment back. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that's always something we have to be concerned about, because we have our fans behind this that have invested their money, and we don't want to invest their money into a cause that produces nothing. So are we going to go? Probably. We just got to make sure it makes sense, man. And the other thing is, Knuckles is the captain, bro. He's the one in charge. And if he says that it doesn't make sense, we don't go, you know, and then we figure out what we need to do to either help our fans with their investment or give the investment back to them, I'm sure, you know.
Absolutely. And here on Stats Daily Podcast, we have musical performances about every episode, and we got a musical performance from Malcolm Johnson. Malcolm, are you there?
Malcolm Johnson.
Yes, I am. I am plugging my camera in right now because I thought I had it plugged in, but I didn't. So, so much better.
Malcolm Johnson will be performing September the 11th on the virtual Zoom concert that we host here on Seth's Daily Podcast here on Zoom. Like I said, tickets $2. And then we have a big show November the 19th and November 20th on a virtual Zoom show where we have a big name artist performing. I'm not going to give any hint who it is or anything like that, but just subscribe to the Patreons, all I got to say. So, Malcolm, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you very much for inviting me on to play. It's always a pleasure to just do music and then be able to play for anyone special.
Yeah. And, yeah, man, is there any questions you got for Red? Have you got any questions for Reddirt Rickert? I can't pronounce it.
Reddirt Rickert, spell my last name right when you quote it. Rickert.
Well, actually, the one that I usually do ask is, where is your favorite place? Where has been your favorite place to perform? But you answered that right as I joined, so I got to catch that question live in the flesh before asking it.
Awesome.
The other go-to I usually go for is, what would you say is probably the wildest thing that's happened to you on the road or while performing that you can safely tell over internet?
I can safely tell this. So shout out to Joe Sticks and Cinesticks from the Sticks. I was on the road with them with Knuckles, and we opened up for Long Cut, and we were at that show, and I might have had a bottle of tequila in my hand while I was walking around, and I may have walked up to a dab rig that had like a gram of dab in it and said, rig, may have incapacitated me to where I retreated into the van for the rest of the night. And so, yeah, man, that was the wildest experience. I ended up throwing up outside the van. Bro, we're talking about country rap. Let's keep it real. So I threw up out of the side of the van, and Knuckles took a picture of it. And I'll keep it censored. The slogan of "Party with us and die, mother beepers" was cannoned that night by the Sticks in honor of me. So that's my wildest experience so far, man.
That's amazing. I applaud you for that.
Yeah.
If you ever get the
video on Facebook,
what's that?
Ain't there a video of that on Facebook?
There is, bro. There's a video of it on Facebook. It's on Instagram, bro. It's like, yeah, like you can check it out, man. But that's probably the wildest. Like, I got an ashtray named after me, in a rolling tray named after me by the Sticks, and it was "Party with us and die, mother effers," and it was from that incident I just described.
That's amazing. That's a story that is legendary. That's worthy of it.
Thank you, my friend. I bow to you. Well, let's hear some music, man. I'm ready.
All right.
What
so
song are you singing, Malcolm?
Well, this is a lovely little tune that was written by Grover Washington Jr. and Bill Withers. Most people know it from as "Just the Two of Us."
Just the two of us. Oh, I can't wait. Let's go.
crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometimes, I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us, building castles in the sky, just the two of us, just the two of us, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us, you and I.
Sing it, Mel.
Look for love, no time for tears. Sorry. Look for love, no time for tears. Wasted water's all it is, and it don't make flowers grow. Good things might come to those who wait, but not for those who wait too late. We've got to go for all we know, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us, just the two of us, just the two of us, building castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I. Hear those crystal raindrops fall on the window down the hall, and it becomes morning dew. Darling, when the morning comes and I see that morning sun, want to be the one with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us, just the two of us, just the two of us, building castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I.
All right, Malcolm. Got me over here singing to my lady, bro.
Well, thank you. I always pride myself on at least being able to get a few people singing. Have you ever heard of Flight of the Conchords?
I have. I can't say that I recall exactly, but I have heard that title.
My usual go-to song of theirs is The Most Beautiful Girl in the Room. And if you just want something that'll get everybody dying, it's that one.
Okay. Flight of the Conchords, the most beautiful girl in the world. I will make a mental notation of that.
In the room.
In the room. Most beautiful girl in the room.
In the room. They get very pointed with it.
He's in the room. Yes.
Definitely thank you for playing, though, Malcolm. You absolutely killed it, man. Do you actually want to play that song for us?
I mean, unless anybody has any objections, I can.
I don't hear any objections.
Oh, already. So this one gets a little bit funky.
Uh-oh. I didn't know we were going to get funky on this interview. I'm liking this.
Yeah. Look around the room. I can tell that you are the most beautiful girl in the room. In the whole wide room. Yeah. When you're on the street, depending on the street, I bet you are definitely in the top 3. Good-looking girls on the street, depending on the street. When I saw you at my man's place, I thought, what is she doing at my man's place? How did Dave get a hottie like that to a party like this? Good one, Dave. Ooh, you're a legend, Dave. I asked Dave if he's gonna make a move on you. He's not sure. I said, Dave, do you mind if I do? He says he doesn't mind, but I can tell he kinda minds. But I'm gonna do it anyway. see you standing all alone by the stereo. I dim the lights down to very low. Here we go. You're so beautiful, beautiful. You could be a waitress, yes. You're so beautiful. You could be an air hostess in the 60s. You're so beautiful. You could be a part-time model. Then I seal the deal. I do my moves, I do my dance moves. Both of my dance moves. It's 12:02, just me and you, and 7 other dudes around you on the dance floor. I draw you near, let's get out of here. Let's get in a cab. I'll buy you a kebab, and I can't believe that I'm sharing a kebab with the most beautiful girl I have ever seen with a kebab. Ooh. Why don't we leave? We'll go to your house. We can feel each other up on your couch. Oh no, I don't mind taking it slow. No, yeah. Cause you're so beautiful, beautiful. Like a tree. Or some nice ceramics or something. Definitely be one of them girls I'm talking to in the chat rooms, yeah. Sweet Slut 62 at Yahoo. You could be a part-time model, but you'll probably still have to keep your normal job. Part-time model, spending part of your time modeling, part of your time next to me. My place is usually tidier than this.
Yo, bro. Yeah. You're not worthy, Malcolm. Good job, man.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure.
Yeah. Most beautiful girl in the room. Okay.
Yeah.
Name, what was the group again?
Flight of the Conchords.
Flight of the Conchords. All right. That was great.
Malcolm, thanks for playing, brother. We definitely appreciate that.
Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely, man. I know you got a show upcoming at Broken Throne Brewing September the 20th.
Very close, the 22nd.
Oh, yeah. Well, September.
Yeah, I decided to bust out a little nostalgia because we've got people that are in the were born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, that they're old enough to want to hear a little bit of nostalgia. So I threw in a couple of tunes like some Saturday morning theme songs like Darkwing Duck, Tailspin, Chippendales Rescue Rangers, and I just made acoustic charts for them, and I'm just, I just have a little fun myself.
You're out here talking to people's souls, bro. He said Darkwing Duck. Bro. I used to watch that every Saturday morning eating cereal, man. Come on now. Hey,
it's not even, and like some of the older tunes, like it's not even fair how catchy they were. If you listen to Tailspin again or Chippendales Rescue Rangers, it's just like,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, here I am 25, 30 years later, still no part of it.
I mean, but music is awesome, and I just think it's with the exception of a few people, I don't think music is what it was. So like as far as the talent and the musicianship, and let alone the wordsmithing. So I try to bring a little bit of yesterday back to today.
That's awesome, man. Great appreciation for that.
I had a huge pleasure playing for you guys.
Thanks, Malcolm.
Man. Definitely thank you. And I want to thank Reddirt Rickert for being on. And I want to thank
my last name right when you quoted Reddirt Rickert.
And I want to thank Malcolm Johnson for performing. Y'all have
Thank
a
you.
good night, and God bless.